Lupus and choosing a career path. How to channelize limited energy into bread and butter. I found this question very interesting and quite general. So I was wondering how to answer this. And I think the crux of this question here is in the term limited energy, because fatigue is a big problem that lupus patients face. It can be, it can completely destabilize their lives. They are not able to have enough energy to do all that they want to do. It's there in the mind. They want to do all these things, but their body doesn't allow them to. So we have to first try to address this problem of fatigue. Now, fatigue can be due to multiple reasons. It could be due to disease activity. It could be due to anemia. You could be having a thyroid issue. You could be having poor sleep, or it could be due to mental stressors, anxiety, depression. So a lot of these factors can contribute to fatigue in lupus. So we have to first address and find out what is causing the fatigue and try to sort that out. But despite that, in a lot of patients, when all of these are corrected, they still have tiredness, in which case then we have to learn how to deal with it. And the best way of dealing with fatigue is to learn to pace and rest yourself. You have to pace yourself around this problem of fatigue. So first, when you choose a career path, point one, I think, would be to choose something which enthuses you, which interests you, which engrosses you. Because when you're doing something that you love, you do not pay attention to what's going around you. So I'm not saying that will remove the fatigue completely, but you'll minimize it. It's part of your life, but you'll sort of push it into the corner and say, yes, I'm going to deal with it. So choose a career or choose a path which enthuses you and interests you, and then learn to pace yourself. Pacing and rest are very important. So if you have to work during the day, maybe you can work for a couple of hours in the morning and then take a mid-morning break. And then you work for a couple of hours in the late morning and then take a more restful lunch break. It also it also is very important that you involve your employers in this process. It's very difficult. A lot of you, most of you, in fact, often lead lonely journeys. You struggle to explain it to your employees, struggle to explain it to your friends, but it's worth making an attempt to involve them also, to explain how things are. And you have employers who are supportive, who can allow you to work flexibly. You should have a safe working environment. Make sure that you're not, especially if you're exposed to, you're very sensitive to lights, then harsh fluorescence lights, which will require shades, or avoid exposure to direct sunlight and use sun protective measures. And also, again, I would emphasize incorporate some degree of exercise, but this tends to mitigate fatigue. So choose a career path which would first of all interest you, which you want to do. Secondly, learn to pace and rest yourself. Third, involve your employers in the process. Fourth, join support groups because you get a lot of support. Fifth, access resources online. The Lupus Foundation of America is an excellent resource. Lupus.org.uk is very good. They give a lot of advice on how you can deal with limited energy, fatigue, and at the same time handle a successful career. I thought, carrying on from this question, I thought I would read an excerpt from a memoir of a patient who also had lupus from the age of 30, and she's battled this for a greater part of her life. I found the memoir interesting as well as quite moving, so I thought I'll read an excerpt from it. What she writes is, the real challenge comes at my workplace, the stress and struggle to educate people on what it is like to live with lupus. I have faced many people, including my family members, who doubt the veracity of my illness, believing it is all in my head. This is extremely painful and frustrating, causing anger and resentment. Thankfully, I have a boss who understands what autoimmune diseases are like and what they can do to someone. So I'm provided flexibility at work. This arrangement has helped me a lot in terms of managing my professional life with lupus. So this is from a real patient who has actually struggled with the disease and who is working successfully. So it is definitely possible. I'd like to, I extracted a few more lines, which I thought were quite moving. And she writes to say, on the outside, most of us look happy and healthy, but on the inside, we are fighting for our lives. I may have lupus, but lupus does not have me. So, dear friends, I know it's a long journey. I know it's very hard and difficult at times, but please believe that we are there with you to support you on this long journey with you, and always stay strong. Thank you.